Commentators this time, Tiffany Dell and Murray Walker.
Weather for this absolutely vital final, and in pole position, 19-year-old Mark Blundell, well outside the lap record because it was very wet in practice this morning, but he is one of the potential winners of today's Grandstand Trophy Championship. But in second position, a newcomer to most of us, the French-Canadian Benoit Vigneault, 22 years old. And in third place, number 7, Tim Davis, the Welshman from Lampeter, who's stepped down, in effect, from Formula 3, although he is a past Formula 4 2000 British champion in a Reynard 84, like most of them today. In fourth position on the grid, another man who could win the championship. There are 3 of them. This one, number 6, Ross Hockenhull, and he is in another of the popular Van Diemen's, and he's won one of the rounds so far in the series. Then it's Gary Brabham, the son of Sir Jack Brabham, 3 times world champion. 6th on the grid, Rick Shortall. But, and this is the really significant thing, down in 10th position on the grid is the man who is leading the championship by 8 points, with double points available in this, the last round. That's Dave Coyne. And Dave has already won 2 of the rounds so far, had 2 second places, 2 pole positions, and is therefore very much the dominant man of the series, but has certainly in this race got it all to do. Vigneault creeping at the start, he gets away well. Blundell on the inside. Vigneault is in the advantageous position because it's better to be on the left than on the right on the grid at Brands Hatch. And it's Benoit Vigneault, the French-Canadian in the Reynard, who leads Mark Blundell, a potential championship winner. Ross Hockenhull in the yellow Van Diemen, the Andrews car, is in third position. They're streaming down Graham Hill into Graham Hill Bend. It's still 22-year-old Vigneault leading. Hockenhull is in third position. Gary Brabham is in 4th place. In 5th position it is Tim Davis. And the big question, as we look at the leader going round Clearways and into the top straight for the first time in this 20-lap race, is what is David Coyne, number 1, going to do? Because he's got to be up at the front if he's going to win the championship. 1 lap completed. Vigneault leads. Blundell second. Hockenhull in third position.
There's oil around the track at Clearways, an excellent start, an excellent race under progress, but a car's blown up, it's going into the pits now. There's oil that these guys are going to meet in around the next 2 corners, but Vigneault, there he is, through the big battle for third place. Hockenhull push wide onto the grass and spinning.
Yes, Ross Hockenhull, the potential winner, is off. The championship potential winner is off, has removed his nose cone, is right at the tail end of the field as he rejoins, so that's 1 removed as far as David Coyne is concerned. Off spins John Pratt. It's obviously a lot more slippy than you'd think, but at the end of the second lap, Vigneault leads, and there, number 31 off was Charles Smith in the Reynard, but it's still Vigneault leading up Halewood Hill to the tight right-hander at the top. Mark Blundell in second position. Now, in fact, Blundell, if he's intelligent, and he is, has only got to watch his pit signals now and pace himself home, because on 6 points, which he's on at the present moment, 12 points, because it's double for this championship. There is the man who is very much in a strong position to win the championship at the moment, and we're looking for Dave Coyne to see where number 1 is as across the line. 3 laps completed. Vigneault, then Blundell. Gary Brabham is up into 3rd place. Tim Davis is 4th, but in 5th position, and this is really interesting, is car number 8, Martin Donnelly. Look for number 8, Martin Donnelly. That is a unique car, and there he is. And Coyne is in 9th position. Dave Coyne, who started way down on the grid, is up to 9th position now and gaining. There he is. So there is Coyne, ahead of him Donnelly in the Swift. Now that car was made in America, Martin Donnelly's car, but that is the leader, Benoit Vigneault. Behind him in second place, Mark Blundell on 12 points. He's coming through now to complete 4 laps, and off off there, yet another one going off, and it's Neil Cunningham going off. He was finished 6th in one of the rounds. He's got 1 point in the championship, and here is Vigneault. Vigneault, Blundell, number 2 Gary Brabham is 3rd, number 7 Tim Davis is 4th, number 8 Donnelly is 5th, and in 6th position now, and in the points, the championship leader, Dave Coyne. This is a terrific performance by Benoit Vigneault. He's only in his 2nd year of racing. He's the Quebec champion of Formula 4 2000. And see how Dave Coyne, number 1, is pushing Donnelly, last year's championship leader, over the line. It's still Vigneault leading, Blundell still 2nd, Brabham is still 3rd. There are the first 2. 4th is Davis, 5th is Donnelly, 6th is Coyne.
Tremendous race out front by Vigneault, but there Coyne really working hard to move up the field. He's got problems with Donnelly doing a good job holding 5th place, but Coyne really needs to move up. He knows Blundell's ahead of him and he's got to move up. We lost a few contenders, but the oil went down, there was spinning midfield and much drama, but at the moment it's Coyne working his way up. And
out goes Gary Brabham. Gary Brabham has drawn almost to a standstill, and so that will help. There he is coming in, Gary Brabham. That is the son of Sir Jack Brabham, hence the Jack Brabham garage is on the side of his car, his sponsor. And another lap completed. Vigneault leads at the end of 6 laps with 14 to go. There's a big gap between Blundell, who is 2nd, and the 3rd place man, Tim Davis, the ex-Formula 4 2000 British champion. And Coyne is charging hard because he's up to 5th position now. For 5th place you get 2 points, but Coyne, to win the championship, has really got to get ahead of Mark Blundell, and since Blundell is in 2nd place, Coyne, number 1, is going to have to really work for it. At the present moment, Blundell is on 34 points and Coyne is on 34 points. That is interesting.
Yes, so it's really, Coyne wants to move up 1, and if Coyne moves up 1, Blundell's going to move up 1. And certainly Blundell now looking at Vigneault much closer. He's looking for the weaknesses, looking for a way he can get by and get into the lead. It's very difficult to overtake in Formula 4 2000. They had a wet practice session this morning, so the settings of the car had probably been guessed a bit for this afternoon's race. Excellent conditions on the slick tyres. But certainly Blundell's closing in. His pit signals will tell him where Coyne is. He's going to know what he has to do. At the moment, he doesn't have to get by Vigneault, but he's looking very closely.
Lap 8, you look at the leaders. There's Blundell. Off, that's John Pratt. John Pratt off again, that's twice. And 35 there, who nearly went off with him, was Eddie Irvine, the Irish driver in the Irish Mondial. And now the leaders have got this problem of catching and passing tailenders. They're up on Len Greeny, who's been passed, and Vigneault has now got Blundell challenging him. As Tiffany Dell has pointed out, Mark Blundell, number 9, behind number 5, Vigneault, who is the leader, really wants now to set about the Canadian to consolidate his points position, because both he and Dave Coyne, who are on the same number of points in the championship at the present moment. In fact, Coyne is now 4th. Coyne is leading the championship, so Blundell has got to take the lead. They're the first 2 through. Now, there is Dave Coyne right on the tail of Tim Davis, and Tim Davis is in 3rd position, so Coyne is really charging on the 9th lap out of 20. There go the leaders, Vigneault and Blundell. Now, into the right-hander, it's Coyne forcing his way through, trying to, and pushing Tim Davis very wide indeed, but Tim Davis holds his position. That's number 7, still in 3rd position, both in Reynards. Coyne has driven a Van Diemen mostly, but he's back in a Reynard now.
Well, certainly Tim Davis really held on to that 3rd place. He wanted it. Coyne was fully inside going into paddock, and Davis just held on round the outside up to Druids, and he's still got that 3rd place. So I think Coyne's realised he's got a job on his hands with Tim and the mood Tim's in today. And in the background, Donnelly now, because these two are all over each other, Donnelly's right back with them. So there we have 3rd, 4th and 5th right together.
Yes, and watch Donnelly in the Swift, because there's a lot hanging on the results of this race. Frank Bradley, the man who runs the Swift organisation in this country, as Coyne tries again to go through, but Tim Davis is a very hard man, and now Donnelly is going to set about Coyne. Donnelly is taking advantage of the battle for the battle for third position between Tim Davis, Coyne, the championship leader, and Donnelly. There he is in the Swift, and Donnelly is taking advantage of the battle between Coyne and Davis to get through, and you can see that Donnelly has almost lost, the right front aerofoil. He's made contact with something, tipped it up, and that will affect the aerodynamics. Now we are just over half distance. There go the leaders into paddock. Now coming towards us, the battle for third, and it's Davis still there in third position. Coyne is still fourth. Donnelly is still fifth. Just for the record, in sixth position, it's Rick Shortle. That's good.
Shortle going very well indeed. He had a good Formula Ford Fest in the junior formula, and now he's showing well in 2000s. But this dice for third, fourth and fifth is pretty chaotic. Donnelly's obviously at a disadvantage with that nose fin broken, which means he can only really get close when the two of them have a bit of a go. But Neil Blundell looking at the inside there at Clearways. He's been thinking about that move probably for a couple of laps, and now he's really much closer to Vigneault. Just coming up now, nearly half distance gone, and Vigneault in the lead.
Yes, we're on lap 12 out of 20. Blundell has got to get ahead of Vigneault, the leader, if he is to win the championship. And Coyne now is in third position. Is he going to be able to hold it? There go the leaders into Druids Hill Bend, the hairpin at the top of Halewood Hill, down Graham Hill, into Graham Hill Bend. Leading, number 5, Benoit Vigneault, who has only... Oh, look at this fantastic battle between Coyne and Donnelly. Donnelly number 8 in the Swift, which is a mini Formula 1 car, steel tub and beautifully made. And Frank Bradley's laying 20 of them down in the hope of selling them for Formula Ford 2000 next year. And the way that Donnelly is going, I shouldn't think Frank will have much trouble. But Tim Davis is pulling away now in third position, because as you can see, Coyne and Bradley and Donnelly are getting in each other's way and giving Davis the opportunity to get clear in third. Lap 14 then. Blundell in second place is on 34 points. Dave Coyne in fourth position is on 36 points in the championship. So Coyne, if he just stays where he is, will win the championship. But Blundell has got to get ahead, and here he is over the line, completing 14 laps. Benoit Vigneault driving a beautifully cool race in the Richard Dutton Racing Reynard car with its Neil Brown engine. That's about 130 horsepower from this 2-litre engine. And so now on lap 15, which is the three-quarter distance lap, Coyne is losing, or rather Tim Davis is losing Coyne. Coyne has got a bit ahead of Martin Donnelly, so the championship at the moment looks like Dave Coyne, unless Blundell can do something now about Vigneault.
Yes, time's certainly running out. Vigneault driving a wonderful race up front, diving past a back marker there, but certainly he's looking like he's going to repeat maybe what his fellow Canadian Farby did, winning the championship this year. And this is the 1985 champions car that Vigneault's driving, his friend Farby, and Vigneault's now driving it like the champion that drove it before him. And he's really looking good out front, and I think Mark Blundell's got a very hard job in his hand. They're well clear of second, third, fourth and fifth, so that there's no problem in that respect. It's simply one position for Blundell will take the title. If he doesn't, he loses it. There's looking inside. Vigneault often goes a bit wide at Clearways, and that's where he tried before, and I think this is where Blundell's looking most, to dive late on the inside at Clearways. And there we have, that is Coyne off. Coyne and Davis off at Clearways.
So Dave Coyne will not be the Grandstand Trophy champion of, and they're not at all happy with, it's your fault. No, it's not yours. And Tim Davis indicating to Dave Coyne that he had intended to finish second. Obviously not going to do so. Dave Coyne absolutely furious. I wonder what's going to happen here. I say, old chap, I think you got in my way there. And the marshal trying to make the peace between them. Dave Coyne, understandably, absolutely furious. This is the second year in succession that he's lost the Grandstand Trophy Championship. Not at all pleased. you can imagine the tension now, Dave Coyne, because he very much wanted to go up to Formula 3 next year on the crest of a wave by making it 3 wins in the championship to add to the 2 second places he already had, but it was clearly not to be. And so now the question is Mark Blundell going to bother about Benoit Vigneault? He's on his 18th lap, number 9, 19-year-old Mark Blundell with the will to win on his crash helmet. His racing dedicated to his late grandfather, who had so much to do with his success and to whom he meant so much. But now it's 18 laps completed, and Mark Blundell can, if he wants to, and he might well be advised to do that, because you saw what happened between Coyne and Davis when they were trying to take the position, and Blundell can just coast home now in second place. If he finishes second, he will be on 40 points. And Ross Huckenhull, the only man who could have beaten him, of course, went off earlier on, lost the nose cone, and is out of contention now. So Blundell on lap 19, out of 20, with both his chief rivals removed, can stay where he is in second place and win the Grandstand Trophy Championship of 1985 very convincingly. Dave Coyne watching Blundell on his last lap, seeing the championship slip away from his hands, and Blundell's going for it. He's going to win, and he's going to make it 2 wins. He's only had 1 win in the championship, and Vigneault is fighting back, and this is the last lap. I hope Blundell is not going to have cause to regret it, because Vigneault is determined to take him. Blundell must not go off. He must be sensible. He must stay on the circuit. If he does, he's going to have his 2nd win to add to a 2nd place, a 3rd place, a 4th place, and a fastest lap. And he's going to stay in Formula 4 2000 next year, and he's going to be very much the man to watch there. Into the last corner, he's passing Dave Coyne. Now, there's the man who's lost the championship. Here is the man who's won it, and it is Mark Blundell, after a tremendous fight with Benoit Vigneault, who can be very, very proud of himself, because Vigneault's previous highest position in this series was 5th position. 2 5th places he had. But it's been Mark Blundell's race. It's certainly Mark Blundell's day, and he is the Grandstand Trophy champion in front of a bitterly disappointed and disheartened Dave Coyne. Victory then for Mark Blundell, and he's won the championship in his Reynard. Second, the French-Canadian Benoit Vigneault. In 3rd position in the Swift, Martin Donnelly. 4th, Rick Schultel in another Reynard. In 5th position, Jonathan Bancroft, and 6th, John Pratt in a Van Diemen. So Mark Blundell wins the championship in that dramatic last few laps, 10 points ahead of Dave Coyne, who finishes 2nd, Ross Huckenhull 3rd, Benoit Vigneault 3rd, equal with Huckenhull, and then in 5th places, John Pratt and Martin Donnelly.